It's time for Trick or Treat, and our big treat is making fun of the Cleveland Browns because we're on Shedeur Sanders' watch. Stefanski getting fired watch. We're watching the Hawaiian Leprechaun throw hospital balls, and Shedeur Sanders just dropped us a few breadcrumbs, just a little bit to speculate on, and the media is running wild. We're going to go over the clips today, but before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're on this side quest of making fun of the Cleveland Browns, making fun of how they're maneuvering these quarterbacks because it is massively entertaining and it has been a wreck this whole offseason, this whole NFL season, and we got to talk about it. Follow this journey with me. Click that button. Stop missing out. But Shedeur Sanders dropped the breadcrumbs. He dropped us a little bit of a tidbit to us, and now we got to speculate.
Am I coming to see you homecoming? Nah, I'm not coming to see you homecoming. I can't make it out there.
My name is...
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment out here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
He's a play away. He's an interception away. Shedeur Sanders might be out on the field sooner than later. He has to be ready. He has to be big ready. He's a loss away. Like, he's this close now. He is this close, and he has to be prepared because you do not know what's on the horizon. You do not know if it's tomorrow even, because what if Gabriel's back acts up? He is next in line.
They asked him, are you going to come back for homecoming? And this was the exchange on the live stream. Take a listen.
Am I coming to see you homecoming? Nah, I'm not coming to see you homecoming. I can't make it out there.
My name is...
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment out here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
Big ready. I gotta get ready. Big ready. Gerard, does he know something we don't know?
He knows exactly what he's doing. And yeah, when you say ready was fine. Yeah, you do got to get ready. But big ready? What the hell is big ready? For starters, so what we will do, we'll make an assumption that big ready means that at any given moment,
he could be out there.
One more interception, one more not necessarily best decision being made, then you can't support the idea that Shedeur should not be out there.
And Dillon Gabriel's on a short leash. Like, it's getting shorter by the minute. Now, Stefanski will never say it, but it is getting shorter, and it's inevitable that it's going to get yanked if he continues to play this way.
But how long do you think that Dillon Gabriel still has before they would consider going to Shedeur Sanders?
Well, I know that they want to give him a good long time to see what he can do, to come up that learning curve, and it's a twofold process here. It's not just what Dillon can or can't do, but it's how ready is Shedeur. And if Shedeur were ready in 2 or 3 weeks, then I think they would throw him in there. But I think they have to know that he's going to go out there and be able to function, and not just function, but function in this particular offense, an offense that is struggling in so many different ways right now, and you don't want to shatter a rookie quarterback's confidence. So he's got to be able to go out there and protect himself. He can't retreat like he did in college. And this is a point I made in a column that I wrote the other day, and that is, when you've got a quarterback like Drake May, he can absorb 6 sacks in that game and make enough explosive plays, and they can make enough explosive runs to overcome those negative plays. The Browns aren't getting those explosives right now, so you can't put someone out there that is potentially going to get negative plays or, a fair amount of negative plays without knowing that you've got something coming on the other end. So that's part of it. They have to know that he is ready to go out there and that everybody else is ready to support him in the way that he's going to.
Putting in Shedeur Sanders does not mean Dillon Gabriel's messed up, because Dillon Gabriel ain't supposed to be here. He ain't supposed to be a franchise quarterback. He's not supposed to be a long-term starting quarterback. He's not supposed to carry a team on his back. He's supposed to develop and be a long-term backup.
And right now, he's not in a great position. He's put in a bad spot. His offensive line is rough. I wanted to make the change, and right now I'm ready to make another change. Because I full on believe that a guy who's a career backup, and I'll say this, a guy that's a career backup can come back into the season. If you were to make the move to Shedeur, and Shedeur was either to 1, get hurt, or B, suck up the room, you could bring a career backup back in as a backup and have him play for a few games again. Like, I don't think the door's just closed on Dillon Gabriel ever playing in the NFL once Shedeur plays, because I forecast Dillon Gabriel being a career backup. That's what they do.
Now, that'd be fair, too, to Dillon for the first time. You don't just close your mind on a guy 4 games in. Like, you don't just say he can never get better.
He can get better. I hope he can get better than this.
Yeah, because, we've always been saying, well, now teams have tape on him. Well, of course, he's going to also kind of learn the league a little bit.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You could always bring him back. I don't think it's over, and he needs a change of scenery after this.
I told you months ago that Dillon Gabriel's a backup quarterback. I told you that he has the potential to be one of the better backups in the league, to be a backup for the long term. And now the industry, big media, is starting to see it.
Right now we have Dillon Gabriel performing at a backup level in the NFL. Now, he has been asked to do a lot. They threw a lot, particularly in that Europe game. He's being asked to kind of lever the entire offense and get it to the guys that matter. That was made more difficult by Quinshaw Junkins going out with shoulder injury in the past game. But he looks like a third-round pick. He looks like a mid-round pick right now. And the reality is that's a backup in this league, and that's basically what he's looked like thus far, according to our advanced data. You look at where he sits in terms of his efficiency; it's in the bottom half of the league. He looks like a backup at this rate, and we're starting to get a good enough sample size, at least in terms of his rookie season, to be able to say that.
I'd make the switch now. I'd put in Shedeur Sanders now, ASAP, depending on the back. But we got the bye week right now. He can get those extra reps. We can ramp him up. We can make it more fair, more honest, more optimized for him, so he's good to go when he makes his appearance. Put him in a spot to succeed, not a spot of what if when he gets out there. That's what I would do. I would go into this soft matchup against the Jets with my defense and cruise control. Shedeur ready to push it downfield when need be. We got Judkins ready to rock and roll.
Would you make the move to Shedeur coming out of the bye to take on the Jets?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, listen, I don't feel like Gabriel's been that bad. I thought the Patriots game was his worst game, and I thought the turnovers were not good. And that's the one thing I thought was good about him, is that he knew what was going on, smart kid, protect the football, get the ball out quick, and that was not the case. I mean, like the deep interception, that's not a throw you can make, and that's not something that he had exhibited previously. So it's kind of like the conversation we had about Flacco earlier in the year. If Flacco is going to be giving them a chance to win games, then leave him out there. But if Flacco is going to start turning the football over, then why are you even putting him out there? Well, similar with Gabriel. The difference is he's a rookie. And on the road, he threw a couple picks. Okay. Feels like to me like that's the first time I've really seen that from him. I felt like in a lot of the other games, certainly the Vikings game and obviously the Dolphins game, he did give them a chance to win. So I'm not moving on from him after 4 games. I mean, there's 9 games left. I would let him have the bye. Let him have a bad game against the Patriots. But because Gabriel was a third-round pick, he has 1 game with the turnovers, and now it's like, oh, we got to move on to the other guy. I don't agree with that at all. I would give Gabriel at least 2 more games out of the bye. See how they go. So then you'd have 6 games for him. And if it's trending in the right direction, keep rolling with him. If it's trending in the wrong direction, well, then maybe Shedeur does get the final 7 games, which would be a heck of a sample size and a heck of an opportunity for him to show what he can do. And if that's the case, then I'm not going to say that this season would be a success, but I will say that this season will have unfolded almost identically to how I thought it would. If Gabriel gets 6 or 7 games and then Shedeur gets 6 or 7 or whatever, I will tell you that on some level, the season would have gone according to plans.
And Dillon Gabriel has been that bad. He has been awful. Everybody's making fun of him on Twitter, like right after the Browns games. We do the video making fun of Dillon Gabriel and just what they're saying about him on Twitter. I just type in Dillon Gabriel and I can just go on forever. It's like a 20-minute video of everybody making fun of Dillon Gabriel. Dak Prescott ain't getting that. Nobody else is getting that. I mean, there's some funny quarterbacks in the league. Nobody's doing that with Aaron Rodgers. He's fun to make fun of. There's some quarterbacks to make fun of in this league that do some funny stuff. But Gabriel, like, it's a list of jokes. A list. And I got it on wax. And you're saying he's competent. You're saying that he's been all right. No. He's like one of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen. He's like he's probably one of the worst quarterbacks that ever played for the Browns, even when they didn't win a game. Even back then with Deshaun Kaiser and them, like they were better. Like Gabriel has been maybe the worst quarterback we've ever seen. Like you can compile all these clips and it could be just nonstop jokes. Like not just here, but training camp, OTAs, minicamp. Like I don't see the nature to defend this. Like nobody would defend Shedeur if he was doing that. Like how would that look like? Because he just had that one preseason game and that overlooked and overshadowed everything he did in training camp, minicamp, OTAs, and rookie camp where he beat out Gabriel. He looked better than Gabriel the whole time. How many times are we going to look at those numbers? I think ESPN Cleveland did us a service by keeping up with those numbers and tracking it and looking at everything. That's the one thing you can say about the media here is we don't agree with the beat writers. We don't agree with them. A lot of you guys hate them. And a lot of you come to me because you hate them and I say funny stuff. And I get it and I'm somewhat insightful. But the thing is, the documentation of all these clips, what you're getting, even though we don't agree with it, is something you don't get with other ball clubs. You just don't. Like the Dallas Cowboys, they did not let their beat writers cook at all during rookie camp. Minicamp and OTAs, no videos. Few pictures, every other practice, and that's it. They let them go ham, though, in training camp. But they let their beats, and it's mainly the Browns allowing it. The Browns allow this. The Browns want this. This is about the only way they can get value is allowing the media to have full access or more access compared to anybody else in the league. Just about 90% of the teams. I know this because I collect the practice clips. We got here because I collect practice clips. I talk about the younger players, who's coming up, what's this, what we're seeing in practice, what news we getting. And then we came to this debacle of the Browns. This is how it originated. Like, I cover practice clips. So I'm coming in like, Shedeur's a good prospect. We got a lot of upside here. We're looking at the Browns. The Browns are going to be the Browns. I expect this to be a mess. I would have him easily QB2 here. I believe starting a vet here, let things smooth out. There's not a lot of talent here, blah, 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 blah. And then things just snowballed. It just snowballed. Like, he's not getting reps. We get into training camp, and that's when the not getting reps comes in. That's when. Like, minicamp OTAs, like, there's a progression with the level of play, with how deep the playbook goes, how deep the drills. You get into training camp, that's when it really gets sus. Because in OTAs and minicamp, Gabriel had a run of bad practices. He had a run of throwing picks and balls batted down at the line. Then we get into training camp. Things start off smooth with the quarterbacks. It was okay. And then Gabriel has that damn run again. It was like 3-4 practices, and it was bad. It was like what you saw against the Patriots. And that time, things got to heat up. Like, I get it. You got your guy. You got the quarterback. Maybe somebody else wanted to draft. I get it. And you want to... That's when things should have heated up. That's when I put the heat on. I've had the heat on things all the time because I was getting whoever had a lot of clips, I had a lot of videos. That's how it is every year. Even Deshaun Watson, I had a lot of videos. David Bell, I had David Bell videos. I get a lot of Browns content. That's when things should have heated up. And it hurt both quarterbacks. Like, Shedeur would have been more ready. Would have been more ready in their eyes if they heated it up. If they turned this into more competition, allow him to get some of those reps, let them compete. Gabriel would have needed to compete. Would have needed to compete. Would have needed to compete for those first team touches and opportunities in practice and second team and all. He would need to have his feet to the fire, and that would have pushed him. He didn't really get that push. It was kind of weird. And both these quarterbacks, they had their injuries in camp. We got to this. But to say that Dillon Gabriel hasn't looked bad, I do not know what you're watching or what excuses you're trying to make. What excuses are you trying to make when you say that? Are you making excuses for Stefanski? Ross Tucker saying that. Ross Tucker said that. I heard that clip, and I saw the beginning of it, and I saw the caption. Didn't really say that part. And then I heard that. Like, are you making excuses every week on the radio for Stefanski? Is that your boy, Ross Tucker? Is that your boy, Ross Tucker? Like, you were cool on ESPN radio about 15 years ago, like giving different perspectives. But now I'm starting to see, like, is there favoritism all along? And now that I see this, like who looks at Dillon Gabriel and say, we need about 2 more games? Who looked at that? Who else looked at that? Did any guys see that? Did you guys looked at that Patriots game saying, yeah, just give him 2 more games. See what happens. Let's give him a bye week of practice and 2 more games. Let's see what happens. Like, they can beat the Jets with Gabriel. They can go in cruise control with that defense and be fine. They could definitely do that. As long as he doesn't throw a pick. Judkins is back doing Judkins' thing. And all he has to do is complete a couple 5-yard balls, maybe one downfield, 10 to 15 yards. They could win that game, and that could keep him along. That's really what Stefanski's doing. He thinks he can get by. Well, he's probably more optimistic in the back of his head, but he's playing and operating out of a scarcity mindset, and he did not develop his quarterbacks on the back end of this depth chart, and now he has to use them and figure it out. Now, since you weren't about development earlier, now you have to manage that workload, and it's all on Stefanski. That's all on Stefanski. That's all on that team for not being prepared. I don't know anybody thought in mid-July that both these quarterbacks, Pickett and Flacco, would be gone. But honestly, when I look at those 2 quarterbacks going in, I really thought, like, those guys are just placeholders anyways. Shedeur needs to start. He needs to start now. I'd start him now. I'd put him in now. I'd let him get all the reps now if his back's good to go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.